Pudding. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday, and welcome to our Creditor Academy channel, where we have a special presentation for you all of what it is that we're going to be covering today, which is 5 banks that will approve a new LLC without proof of income. This is vitally important if you are establishing yourself specifically in the private. This is a unique way. If you've seen other channels that talk about building credit and utilizing the credit system, we're in a credit debt-based system here in the United States. This is the opportunity to realize how not only you can get huge lines of credit, I mean, 200K or more. I personally have millions of dollars of credit to me, but to me, there's nothing important to have a line of credit that's in the private. That means no personal liability, no me worrying about where my credit lines are going to be given out to, like creditors, if I'm under a lawsuit or legal claims. So we're going to talk about all of that and more in today's lesson. Without further ado, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel or our other social media, like our private Facebook group, where we have 3,500 members on our private Facebook group, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can never miss out on the latest that we're discussing here at Creditor Academy. So I want to, first of all, say that, hey, I'm excited to be here with you all, but I want to talk about the 5 banks that will approve you with a brand new LLC, without proof of income, getting up to 50 grand of banks and even up to 250 grand. I'm going to explain how this is done, and I'm going to show you the applications I'm going to share with you on how you can do that right. One of the big things that I want to point out to you is that you're not a slave in a debt system. Rather, that you can market yourself within the right structure so you get the most amount of protections as well as the most amount of benefits. So let's get right into it. I just had to make this video because I have discovered some of my students have been doing. It's amazing. I've been actually doing this myself, but more importantly, I want you to start doing it too. Most businesses actually fail because they don't get enough funding. They don't prepare and have capital for rest of reserves, so they're not able to adjust their big orders in or with their clients because they're not able to get the right funding. How many times do you want to start being independent and sovereign, but you're met with this problem? You work a 9-to-5 job full time, and as you're working that 9-to-5 job, you are limited to the amount that the administrator, manager, or CEO thinks that you're worth. That's frustrating. That's super frustrating. In order for you to succeed in this capitalist society, you have to learn how to be sovereign, which means how to be independent. And you need to learn how to take risks and get maximum amount of rewards without risking the livelihood of your family. That's the inner balance. And so many times, especially if you watch Gordon Ramsay and Kitchen Nightmares, and you see how people put it all on the line for their business or restaurant, and it doesn't become successful, that they end up spending the rest of their days trying to pay off the debt of their mistake. When you do that in the private, it no longer controls you. You see, in the private, if you build an entity to 200,000 and you put it all on the line for a great business plan that you think at the time, and it ends up failing, you now don't have to spend the rest of your 9-to-5 job working for somebody else to try to pay back for that mistake, where you're going back in the rat race wheel thinking to yourself, oh, I got to start all over. Oh, I have so much disgrace. Or, oh, I don't want to have to go to my wife or husband and say, hey, I want to give it another try. You're met with so much adversity in the public. But in the private, if you end up failing, it's the commercial business that fails. All you got to do is just pick up another business trust or PMA and you just start all over like nothing happened. And that's the power of the private. And that's what we hope on this channel to really separate ourselves, because you're going to hear a lot of mainstream, very common facts that I'm going to talk to you about now that you can hear about anywhere. But it's this small adjustment to having it applied to the private that makes all the difference. You know what I mean? And that's really what I want to impress upon you all. I want to get your business going, and I want to secure funding so that you're a successful entrepreneur. And I want to show you how to make self-made millions. But before we can do that, you need to actually establish your business first. Like, as much as I want to tell you about the successes that I've had and the things that you can overcome, none of it matters unless you have your foundation. And your foundation is to set up your business entity at the start. So I want to talk about two things as it relates to that. Number one is people in America, and number two, people that are in other countries. Okay, let me talk to the people who are in other countries right now. If you are outside of the United States, Australia, United Kingdom, Europe, Africa, wherever that is that you may be, the first thing that you could be doing that's hugely beneficial to your future is to recognize that the American market is the most profitable capitalist supporting nation in all of the world. If you can recognize that, or you've recognized that already, then the first step needs to be to ask a question. How can I play in this casino? Because that's what it is. It's a casino of commerce. How can I get my foot in the door to be recognized as not only a private entity, but as an individual that can play at this casino? And you only need two things if you're international. Number one, you need a business trust, for sure. A business trust has domicile here in the United States and has the protections of the Constitution, common law, and contract law. It's the best engine for you to get started, and you don't have to register it with the states, any of the states. All you have to do is just get an EIN number and declare its domicile. The second thing that you need to play in the American market is simple. You need an ITIN, ITIN number. Okay? This ITIN number is equivalent to a social security number. And as soon as you have an ITIN number, you can now get a federal identification number, an EIN number for this business trust entity. And you could stay in Australia, you could stay in Europe. You don't have to move to America. You don't have to get citizenship with us. You can literally play the game from abroad, and all the credit that you build, you can actually bring back to your home country. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that so nice? So what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to maneuver yourself in the American commercial market so then you can invest into your future. Let me tell you what your future is. Your future is one of two things. One, it's business. Second, it's personal. Okay. Let me tell you, if I went into business with you tomorrow, let's just role play this. I'm actually talking to you who's watching on the screen right now. Me and you are going to business. I'd be the financier and you be the business owner. You're the one with the vision, the passion, and the direction and the management to put this whole vision together. I'm going to write you a check, no joke, for 200 grand. I'm going to put it straight into your bank account. What stops most people from taking the 200 grand that I write to you is not the business, it's the personal. Paul Michael, I want to take your money. I love to take your money. I really want to invest in my vision, but hey, to afford my expenses, my house, my car, my kids, my private school, whatever, I have a amount of personal expenses that I have to invest in every single month in order for me to make this shift. And for that, I have to work my 9-to-5 job so I can dedicate 40 hours a week to my personal life, and I can dedicate maybe at most 20 hours a week to this business. Well, me as an investor, that's just not a good deal, right? Isn't that not a good deal? Either you're all in or you're all out. is the way I think of it. So this is why I'm going to tell you, when I write you a $200,000 check and I transfer it to your business checking account, I'm giving you absolute permission to use it on your personal or your business and your business. It's both. I see, as a businessman, I realize you got to support for your family. And I also recognize as a businessman that, hey, I also want to invest on you, the expert at this field, to get this done. So I have to pay you for your time, and I got to pay you for the amount of money it's going to take to put this together. It's personal and it's business. That's how a banker sees it. Okay. So if you're in Australia and you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I can never get 200 grand out of an American bank. Why would they invest in a brand new company or an LLC? Let me tell you, they do it all day, every day. And I'm going to discuss with you 5 banks that really do that with no proof of income. Okay. And I got a banker's relationship with all of them. Okay. So let's start with the first bank. I don't care if you're in Australia or here in America. The first one you should do is Chase Bank. Okay. Chase Bank, you can get up to $50,000 in business credit as long as you do 2 things. You optimize your business profile and you get your tier 1 done. Now, a lot of people are just like, "Paul Michael, what's tier 1, dog? I want 50 grand. What is it?" Really, tier 1 is all optimization of the profile. Let's start there. Optimization of the profile is really just to show your legitimate business. You know, what's a legitimate business in 2025? Number 1, you got to have a website. Can you even imagine trying to do business with someone without a website? It's an absolute must. Number 2 is a business address. Number 3 is having a social media presence, right? Number 4 is having a domain for your website, right? And then there's a couple others as well. You see, optimizing your profile is so crucial because once you optimize it, you can show legitimacy. And that's what the banks want to see. You're like, do you have your basics done? Here at Creditor Academy, we deal with over 2,000 businesses. That's not even including individuals who want to start their sovereign operations. 2,000 companies registered with the Secretary of State. And they're like, "Paul Michael, nah, I'm done with this game. They have me in a chokehold. They have me doing filing fees, taxes, all this ridiculousness. I want to be in the private." So that's why they came to us in the first place. The second thing that they said was, "Paul Michael, I'm starting to realize that I had a statutory business, but I didn't optimize it correctly. I have business owners that never had a website or social media." Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So you're learning great value here at Creditor Academy on what you need for the underwriters at these banks like Chase that they're looking for. Now, the second thing that they're looking for is trust. I mean, this is legitimacy and this is trust. And what the banks want to see is that you optimize not only your profile, but you have the biggest corporations in the United States that want to work with you. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Amazon. I'm talking about Sam's Club. I'm talking about Lowe's, Home Depot, Uline, and others. These are the department store credit cards for businesses that you've heard about for years, but you didn't understand the weight that they have when these bankers make decisions. And that's what we got to do. We got to optimize your profile, and we got to give you trust and legitimacy through your trade lines. We teach that all here at Creditor Academy as part of your masterclass membership. You know, we're here to set you up. So Chase Bank give you 50K. Easy, all day, every day. And you get your chasing card. They have a new card. I don't even know if you guys even heard about the new Chase business card. I'm going to pull it up for you. Chase business card, which is their preferred card. Oh, this thing. I mean, I've been watching. If you've been watching a lot of commercials on late night television, the Chase Inc. Business Preferred Card is the latest thing. It's part of the Sapphire Reserve family. Let me share this bad boy with you. Let me tell you, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. It's got so many rewards. I just applied for it and got approved for it recently. Dude, this thing is beautiful. Let's stop and take a look, okay? So here's the family, okay? Compare and apply here. So they have the Inc. Business Cash, the Inc. Business Unlimited, the Inc. Business Preferred, the Inc. Business Premier, and the Sapphire Reserve for Business. Oh, look what that says. 200,000 bonus points after you spend 30K. Easy to do within the first 6 months. I mean, you just spend that on employees, right? And look at this. There's 2 cards with no annual fee that you can start off with. So this is why we do the Inc. Business Unlimited. You know, at first, there's no annual fee. You get unlimited 1.5 cash back. But now when you start increasing to the Sapphire Reserve card, let me tell you, $2,500 in total business and travel value annually. That's huge. And actually, they're changing their offers all of the time. So you get 8 times the points on Chase Travel, and you start off with $2,500 in annual value. Okay. And you get access to all the airport lounge networks. I got to tell you, Chase has the most amount of business financial products out of any bank that's out there. I mean, 5 total business credit cards is insane. It really is. And it's huge. It's huge. And even if you got the 90,000 bonus points, I mean, it's huge right there. So I wanted to start you guys off with that not only do you get to build business credit, get 50 grand put into your pocket to spend on whatever it is that you want, which is both business and personal. But the second bank that I really want to outline in this list is now getting into Bank of America. Okay. Bank of America, when I went to them, the first thing that they gave me was the same as Chase. They gave me a business line of credit of up to 50K. Okay. So let me show you Bank of America. Bank of America is so fresh. I mean, they're on top of it. Because they believe in small businesses too. So here's their cards. Let's take a look. So I went in with my business trust like I do every single time. So let me share with you first what I do with my business trust. I take my business trust, I take my EIN, my declaration of trust document. I give them some general information about my business, and they open up the account the same day. I don't got to wait weeks. I don't got to wait months or anything like that. It's same day I get my business checking account. And then they say, hey, Paul Michael, if we have a problem, we'll reach out to you. Goes through it every single time. They ask me, Paul Michael, is this registered with the state? Can I look up the UBI number? And I'm like, no, it's unincorporated business trust. And they're like, oh, it's unincorporated? Okay, no problem. So now I got an LLC in the private that is an optimized profile with my tier 1 card set up. So now I'm ready for the Business Advantage rewards cards. Okay. So right off cap, you're going to see here, they got 4 business credit cards. So imagine I got 3 or 4 business cards with Chase, and now I'm about to get more business credit cards with Bank of America. This is the second largest amount of financial products that they have available is this bank. You get $300 statement credit or 30,000 bonus points that you can combine with the Chase points, right, for your travel. So you get 1.5 points for every $1 spent. Ridiculous. You get 3% cash back, gas stations, EV charging stations, office supply stores, travel, and so on. So these are amazing. And honestly, the most thing I love about them is about the annual fees. What do we just see with Chase? You know, over $500 for some cards. Annual fees for Bank of America, 0, 0, 0, zero. Come on, man. This is why you can build up so many lines of credit in the private, is you're just playing the credit game, but you're using private entities to do it, and you just read very simply what the rewards points are for each one of these. So I'm excited to tell you guys about this because it's easy to apply for credit cards. Have you ever signed up for an account for something? What do they say? What's your name? What's your email address? What's your EIN number? What's your general information? What's your business address? All with no personal guarantee. No personal guarantee. And you can tell them what your yearly income is. It's up to you to tell them that on what your projective yearly income is. Well, I'm a very optimistic individual. I feel like I'm going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars by the end of this year. And Bank of America is like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, I think I am. I have a great idea. I'm going to use your credit to invest in it. I feel like this is $1 million idea. So it's self-reporting income on what you're projected to make. Why wouldn't you give yourself the leeway to do that? So that's the second bank. Now let's go over the third bank. Now this bank will give you 100,000. No doubt. No doubt. This bank is special. And the reason why it's special is because, from my personal experience, they really focus on relationships. Okay, so let me share this with you. All right, this is PNC Bank. Okay, PNC Bank for the small business credit cards. No matter what you're looking for in a business credit card, we've got you covered. And I really believe that. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 business credit cards. They have just as much as Chase, right? And the beautiful thing is they're backed by Visa Signature. Visa Signature has great bonuses, okay? So you can go inside of here. So I go to Chase, I go to Bank of America, and then I come over to PNC, and I'm like, yo, what do you guys have to offer me? And listen, they're all competing for your business. And especially when they're talking about 3% cash back in your first 12 months, they have the highest amount of cash back than any other bank credit card I've seen. And then even after that, you get 1.5% cash back on all net purchases. 1.5? Dude, get out of town. You get 1.5 cash back for the first 12 months as well. But again, take advantage of their special offer. I took advantage of this special offer just this month because I was like, I ain't never seen someone do 3%. So the PNC Cash Reward Visa Signature Business Credit Card, apply for that all day. And all they're going to do is they're going to just check, hey, did you optimize your profile? You got some good trade lines, all of which that we share here at the Academy. Now, I want to let you guys know that as you're applying for credit cards, you are getting cash back, okay? But what happens if you spend stuff on your credit card? A lot of people ask me, Paul Michael, can I spend stuff on my credit card and use other credit cards to pay off that credit card? The answer is yes, absolutely. Now you're getting cash back on points, plus you're getting free money. Why wouldn't you want to be sovereign? Why, even now that you know about this credit game, they took all the gold and silver, man. There's no more gold and silver. We're on a credit-based system. It's over with. You think they're reversing it for Dogecoin? They're not. They're not reversing it for Dogecoin. They're not reversing it for Ripple or anything. It's all fiat. Even the crypto is fiat. Unless it's gold or silver, it's not real. And why isn't it real? Because God didn't make it. Did God just sit here and be like, I'm going to make a doggy coin today? No, he didn't. He's just like, all right, whatever. You got humans do what humans do. But gold and silver and precious metals is always going to be the same. That's why if you learn this credit system, I don't care if they take it from Federal Reserve notes, the doggy coin by tomorrow. The credit system is still the same. Take advantage of it. Everything is plastic. But here's the thing that you might be concerned about. Maybe you've heard about this on the conspiracy channels on TikTok or whatever. Oh, Michael, they're going to shut down my bank account. They're going to take all my money. I ain't going to have nothing left. Nothing. Right? How many times you heard the bell and alarm for that type of statement? Well, let me ask you a question. If it is a business entity that's not tied to you personally, and you just use lines of credit the whole entire time, what are they really taking from you? How do they shut down something that you have no ownership of? Right? Because ownership means what? It means liability. So if you don't own these entities, you just control them. If you don't own the house that your business trust houses and all these other bank accounts and all that, how can they shut you down? How can they shut you? That's the loophole. You use money that isn't yours with entities that you have no ownership to, but you control. And that's how you game the system. Now, this brings us in to the next bank. Okay. Truist Bank. Have you heard of Truist Bank? An amazing bank. Let me show you. All right. So here's the Truist banking cards. All right. Check this out. Peep this. Earning cash back on your purchases. You got it. Now they have these cards. Check this out. $0 annual fee on their Truist Business Cash Rewards. Here's your 3% on gas, right? 3% is huge. We just looked at a number. Everything was 1.5 cash back. They had a special offer on the last card, which was 3% on all purchases. This card has 3% cash back all the time. 2%, very high on all restaurants as well. They also have 2 other cards. This one's a little bit. You pay the $50, but it's waived for the first year. So it's practically free the first year, right? So you have variable APR on purchases and balance transfers. You get earned 2 miles per dollar spent on airfare. That's insane, right? And it transfers to hotels and car rentals too. You earn 1 mile per dollar spent on all other eligible purchases. You earn 20,000 bonus miles after you spend $2,000 within the first 90 days. Super easy to do if you're paying for your expenses like your mortgage, your groceries, or anything like that. In addition, you got the Truist Business Platinum card or the Silver card. And I would say, this is at least a 0% APR for 12 months. That's the biggest thing. That's why I like this card. So imagine you're going to buy a refrigerator and you're getting that nice Samsung one. You know what I'm talking about? You're paying $6-7 on. Dude, I would use this Truist Business, Silver card to get that 0% introductory APR on purchases for 12 months, right? Because this one says 16 to 25%. And this one is 0% for 9 months, right? So see the game I'm playing? I'll spend this card for the 2 miles per dollar on airfare. I'll spend this card to get that 3% cash back. and I'll spend this card on big purchases to get that 0%. You know what I'm saying? So now I got all these Chase cards, all these Bank of America cards, all these PNC cards, all these Truist business cards, and I'm still not done. Still not done. The final bank. Oh my goodness. This bank, let me tell you about this bank. This bank gives you business funding, blows my mind, with no tax returns. Can you believe it? No tax returns. I'm going to show it to you. This bank, I couldn't even believe it. I remember walking in and I was just like, really? Do you really do that? And he's like, yeah, we just want to do business with you, Paul Michael. I'd love to do it. This final bad boy will blow your mind. I'm going to share the screen right now. A lot of you can maybe predict it. Some of you don't know. It's called U.S. Bank. You've ever heard of them? U.S. Bank. They have the least amount of financial products, but they have the least amount of entry into their financial products. Check this out. Now, remember, all of these are business credit cards. This ain't no personal stuff, so maybe you guys aren't familiar. But these three financial products, their first one is their Altitude card, right? Then they got their Business Triple. Then they got their Business Platinum, right? This is what I love. Low intro APR for 12 billing cycles. $500 in cash plus 3% cash back on eligible purchases and 2 times the points on all purposes, no caps or limits. Let me tell you guys, stop playing this game where you're trying to guess how to go to another level. The answer to all of your problems was not the cards, was not the process, was not the tier systems, was not the paperwork. The answer to all your financial problems was simple. It was the private. It was the private. It's the one thing no other person who teaches about business or personal credit or whatever has ever taught you. If you would have known the small little detail, an important one, that you should have been operating in the private the whole time, not only do you get these bonus points, these rewards, these 0% APR, and all of that, but you get none of the liability. I'm telling you, stick with us at Creditor Academy. We have a lot more to teach you than just this. So we have a new offer. This is why I'm showing it to you. Offer is hot off the press today. You could get 75,000 bonus points. All you got to do is just spend 10 grand on the account owner's card in the 120 days. Stop it. What? That's 4 months, guys. That's 4 months. So what is that? What is that? That's literally like $2,300 a month. Do you have a mortgage to pay? Do you have groceries to pay? Do you have an electric bill to pay? You get 75,000 points just for spending on everyday purchases. Ridiculous. 60,000 bonus points. Just spent 6 grand, even less, even less. Then you got their more entry level stuff. So you got these ones. $500 in cash back if you spend $4,500. Maybe you're just like, hey, I just really need some cash for my business. I want to get that triple cash reward. And look at this. You earned the 3% cash back on certain purchases. Okay, read the description. Wow. And you get 0. And look, you get 75,000 points. See how they list this? 75, 60, 70,000 points, you know, on eligible things. These are easy cards to do. There's also the Platinum card. 0% intro APR on purchases and balances transfer the first 12 months billing cycle. Let me tell you, I'm always looking for 0% intro APR. You know why? You know why I'm looking for that? Let me tell you why. Because if a bank writes you a check for 200 or 300K, all right, you have $200,000 now in available credit. I'm talking to you right now that's watching on the screen. Listen to me what I'm saying to you. $300,000 in available credit is in your bank account right now. When do you want to pay it back? With interest. When would you rather pay it back? You want to pay it back next week? You want to pay it back next month? The next 3 months? Or would you rather pay it a year later? And that's what we're looking for, man. Is 300 grand, put it all on the table for the biggest and best idea that we've got possible, that we think is going to change our community, even change the world, and put it all on black, right? It's roulette time. You put it all on black and you're like, I'm all in. And you have a year to make it happen. If you don't make it happen, what are you going to do? You're going to go to your wife and be like, oh, the statutory entity of Washington State says I'm liable. No, you're not. No, you're not. And that's what stops a lot of business owners from taking that 300 grand and putting it all on the roulette table. Is because the state, the corporate state, keeps you entangled under contract and say, no, you're liable. We want our pay. You're going to pay these corporations, but you're in the private? Forget about it. Forget about it. There ain't no liability to be had. And that's what we want to teach you. At Creditor Academy, we're going to take you through 3 things in our masterclass, okay? Let me break it down for you. The 3 things within our masterclass are the following. I got to show this to you. By the way, we just update our website. We're making it even more updated here this week. I'm excited for it. You go to creditoracademy.com. You get a nice little widget that'll show you around courses, services, membership, contact, and even our Remedy Now. You know, we're huge on that. And log in to our learning management system in the background. But here I'm to tell you that our masterclass is everything you need to go private, all in one place. It truly is. What we're going to show you is this. We're going to do the business trust for you. We're going to give you the merchant processing, because some of these banks are like, hey, can you accept funds? And the problem with being in the private is Square, Stripe, PayPal, and all these other ones, you know, like Clover. They don't want to accept your private entities. We want you to build privately and launch confidently and grow without limits. How are you going to do that if your merchant payment processor is inhibiting you from that success? So we want to get your private entity of your business trust done. We want to get your merchant processing done. And then the third and final thing we want to do, man, is we want to optimize your profile. We want to set you up for these bankers meetings with Chase, PNC, Bank of America, US Bank, and the others, right? Which one did I miss? I feel like I missed one. I meant Truist Bank. So get you guys set up for that. So this will allow you to not only operate in the private, be optimized for those banker conversations, so you can go to your wife or your husband this week and say, yo, sweetheart, I have everything that we need. I got business bank accounts. I'm in the private. Everything's good to go. I got 300K. I got 300K. What do you think about that? And then your spouse, your loved one, your family is just like, you got 300K? What are you going to spend it on? What are you going to invest in? Aren't you worried that you're going to lose it all? And you can just look at them with confidence. It's fine if I lose it all, but at least I'm doing what I need to do, which is making the best bet at the roulette table that you can possibly make. And what's the best bet at the roulette table you could possibly make? Any thoughts on that? Any guesses? The best bet to make at any casino is on yourself. You need to bet on yourself. You need to have confidence. You need to go out there and be okay to fail or succeed, whichever the chips may ride, you know? So bet on yourself and you'll never regret that you did it. Roll the dice on your future because let me tell you, you're going to win every single time because it's going to give you confidence each time that you do. And then there's no looking back. It's like a whole new chapter on your life when you bet on yourself. And that's what we want to do at Creditor Academy. This isn't an ego thing. This isn't our platform is better than another. No, this is 85 full-time staff I have under me invested in the best educational platform that we can best put out to where you have structured learning on how to operate in the private and get to this level. Okay. We have instructional designers. We have 40 software developers. We have our own custom software that we developed for a learning management system. We have cinematic videos. We have gamification. We made our own Creditors football game. We have an amazing, out of anything to boast about, community of like-minded individuals that are on the same path and journey, as well as we have live classes to help you bring you from your infancy to success. I put everything I possibly could on a gamble, and that gamble was as I gambled it all on you. All I'm asking you to do is walk through the door and come join me on a similar vision and mission, which really is to do one thing, is to provide for your family and for yourself and align yourself with God in how he intended us to live. And he intended us to live sovereign and independent from anyone else. And I really think you're going to get a lot of value out of that. I really do. I really do. So thank you for listening to me today. And the message I had to bring up about the 5 banks with no proof of income, 100% in the private. If you're ready to take that first step in the journey, go to www.creditoracademy.com and become a masterclass member. See what we're all about. Check out our platform. We'd be excited to have you a part of the family. Other than that, at least subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our private Facebook page, and get all the latest here that we have at Creditor Academy. I want to wish you all a happy Tuesday, an amazing summer. Oh, it's hot here in Seattle, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the future. Until then, we'll go more into detail, and I look forward to seeing you all more. Amazing. Amazing. We're